In the morning, I was preparing my soldiers before we went out on our mission.
עושה תרגילים לפני שנצא לשטח. הנהג מתחיל להתקרב
Near the fence, our driver slowed down.
מתחיל לנסוע 10 קמ"ש. תוך כמה שניות.
Within a few seconds, we heard a big boom.
בום חזק.
And we were thrown in the air. When we landed, I opened my eyes. Everything was black. I had some burns on my face.
The story of Lo Imari is a story of the small Druze community in Israel.
Welcome, welcome. Please enter. In the name of God. At the beginning of the 11th century, the Druze religion came into existence as an offshoot of Islam that went forward boldly in interpreting the Quran.
Some 130,000 Druze live in the state of Israel, and they have been loyal citizens of the state since the founding of the state as partners in protecting the borders and security in Israel.
After the Balfour Declaration, which the Palestinian Arabs did not accept, the Druze did not want to be involved in this Palestinian-Israeli conflict. But the Arab gangs came into the villages and demanded things that the Druze could not accept. They wanted arms and food, and many people were killed in many of the villages. This is how the connection was built between the Druze and the Jews, a relationship of minorities living next to each other, whereby one can strengthen the other. Beyond a bond of brotherhood and a covenant of blood, there exists, and it needs to be strengthened, an additional covenant, a covenant of life, because it is the most important of all, and for it, the brave soldiers of the Druze community gave their lives. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you too. To Chief of Staff General Ehud Barak, upon your visit to the Druze community leaders, happy holiday and happy Independence Day.
Abu Zaid.
We are in the Founders Hall. These were the first people who forged the relationship between the Druze and the Jews, even before the creation of the State of Israel. They are all to be saluted. Amal Nasser ad-Din, one of the Druze leaders in Israel, was a member of the Knesset from the Likud party, and he is also a bereaved father and grandfather. Lutfi, my son, and Lutfi, my grandson, who was named after his fallen uncle. When my son died, my daughter gave birth to a son who is called by his late uncle's name, and both of them died on duty. Amal Nasser ad-Din founded Yad Labanim, the fallen soldiers' memorial in his village Daliat el Carmel, to honor the 420 soldiers who died defending the State of Israel. Every fallen soldier's picture is displayed so that people will understand that they didn't just fall in vain. There's a state and institutions and the community who stands behind the families. I am totally an Israeli. I don't have any other home. We don't have any other state, and the Jews don't have any other friends. And we built this state, and we are an inseparable part of it. Loai, who was injured in 2002 as a result of an explosion that was laid by Hezbollah on the Lebanese border, did not break, and the fact that he lost both of his legs did not weaken his spirit. In his soul, he was and remains a soldier. I would enlist in the army, and I would be a fighter and do everything that needs to be done. I would go back and do it. I would rejoin tomorrow. I love the country. I love serving in the army.
אני אוהב את המדינה. אני אוהב לשרת בצה"ל.
I love the Druze from the first day in the army as a soldier. I was together with Druze soldiers. After a month in Lebanon, one of the units who was involved in the fighting from the first day are pulling back, tired but thankful that the Druze unit soldiers are going home without any casualties. There are no closed doors for any Druze soldier whatsoever. The unit successfully fulfilled all of their duties professionally in a timely manner and brought many operational successes, including killing many terrorists, uncovering ammunition depots of Hezbollah. Faiz Abu Raid from Shfaram was injured in a military exercise in 1981. He lost both legs and one of his arms, as well as his eyesight. My injury is not severe. When you break it down, it's not severe, but if you quantify the injuries for one person, it's a lot. They didn't give me much chance for recovery. Like Loai, Faiz is proud of his service in the Israeli army. There is no way to separate between our existence and the existence of the State of Israel. We are in the State of Israel. Our existence is woven together. In the Lebanon War, General Aviel Jirafa was attacked by a unit from the Islamic Jihad terrorists. He was severely injured, and his life was saved thanks to the bravery of a Druze soldier, Saleach Tafish. That day we went to say happy holiday to the sheikhs and the notables of the Shiite community at the end of Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr. We were attacked by a suicide squad of the Islamic Jihad. They hit my Mercedes that was leading the convoy. As I was trying to find cover from the gunfire, my leg was hit, cutting off the knee, and we were left wounded in the field without communication until 2 officers and a paramedic arrived. The paramedic, Salaax, who I never met before, I ordered him to take cover so that he wouldn't get hurt. He refused. I gave him an order to take cover. He refused. I hit him with the butt of my rifle, and still he refused. He saw my hand with a wedding ring and said to me, "You have a wife and kids. I have to save you." And he insisted on working on my leg that was hit by 3 bursts of fire. While the blood was squirting out, he used his finger as a tourniquet to stop the blood flow and was hit by sniper fire in the cheek and died on the spot. We were a very important part of the wars fought against Israel, and we lost 420 of our boys. And there are those who paid an extremely high price. In July 2017, Camille Shanan from the Horfesh village was killed on the Temple Mount while doing his duty as a policeman.
מחבלים ארורים, לצערי ערבים ישראלים.
Accursed terrorists, deplorably Arab Israelis who went as if to pray at the holiest place of mankind. It's not holy only for Islam, it's holy for Christianity and for the Druze and for the Jews and for all mankind in the world. They went as if to pray and got up from prayer and went to murder.
וקמו מתפילה הלכו לרצוח.
I still can't grasp this. This is the holiest place in the world. I never would have believed in my life that there could be killings there. And also policeman Ha'il Satawi, son of Afif Satawi from the Galilean village of Marar, died together in the terror attack on the Temple Mount with his friend Camille. I didn't believe I had a son like this, who was so accomplished and good at things, whether it was soccer or joining the police force or in the army where he served in the border police. Three weeks before he was murdered, Ha'il had a son who he named Ramos after a famous Spanish football player. A couple months later, when the Spanish national team visited Israel, Ramos met the family and hugged the orphan baby that was named after him. Camille's father was a member of the Knesset from the Labour Party, and despite the pain from the loss of his son, he still talks about the importance of the covenant between the Druze and the state of Israel. I am a believer who brought his children up on the love of mankind, love for the land, love for the community, love for the state. I am proud of he who lies before us here in this coffin, draped with the state's flag.
עטוף בדגל המדינה.
מבחינתי יש ברכה.
From my perspective, there is a blessing, and it is the true partnership between the Druze and the Jews in the state of Israel. There's no such thing as a Druze and an Israeli. A Druze is a total Israeli. My son chose to go to serve in Jerusalem. He could have gone to other places, but he insisted on serving in Jerusalem.
מסדר לו הרבה מאוד מקומות אחרים. הוא התעקש לשרת בירושלים.
With Hussein Sabih, we visited the Lebanese border. At the spot where his brother Nohad was killed, they built a monument.
היה עם רוח התנדבות מעל ומעבר. התנדב לכל משימה.
He had the spirit of volunteerism, above and beyond. He volunteered for every mission. After his shift ended, he heard a siren and jumped straight onto the truck, departing for the site of the encounter, where he started taking care of an injured soldier. A terrorist broke through the fence and threw a grenade. He didn't even have a chance to duck and got hit and died. Hussein, who did not have to serve in the army since his brother was killed during his service, nevertheless decided to volunteer for a fighting unit and serve in the place that his brother was killed. I was a commander here, in this exact area. What do you mean, why? We were brought up to be like this, to volunteer, to serve.
To this day, more than 40 years after he was killed, his mother cries every time that he is mentioned.
We all miss him, especially the parents, but our whole extended family misses him, and that's why I called my eldest son Nohad after him.
Retired General Amer still remembers the day that he lost his soldier Nohad as he was trying to prevent an infiltration of terrorists on the northern border.
We had a battle with an armed terrorist here, and Nohad died next to me. Needless to say, the terrorists were eliminated. That year, the unit got a Medal of Excellence from the Chief of Staff Mota Gur, which just shows and strengthens what I say. I too received the Medal of Honor.
In the home of General Mufid Amer, there is a collection of items from his service in the IDF, and every piece tells his story of an encounter with terrorists, the Kalashnikov rifle, the pistol, a knife, part of a grenade.
This is a memento of that raid. The whole unit returned, and then I remember Raful, who was commander of the Northern Front, was debriefing us about the operation and the various details, and told us that it was a perfectly run operation that accomplished its goals.
After he retired from the IDF, Mufid Amer started to understand how life in the army was different from civilian life. In the IDF, the Druze soldiers are equal to their Jewish counterparts, but in civilian life, they're considered second-class citizens in almost every aspect of life: infrastructure, budget allocations, and more.
בברית החיים הזו אין צורך להגיש כל יום.
Regarding this covenant of life, there is no need to give a daily reckoning of loyalty to the state of Israel. You are exempt from that, but we, the state, are indebted to you.
טוב לכם.
בביטחון אין לנו בעיה, אנחנו שווים.
When it comes to defense, we are equal, but when it comes to civilian lives, we are discriminated against this, and this is particularly so when it comes to infrastructures, education, welfare, and culture, and this is a pity. Aside from the partnership and sacrifice, there are more than 400 Jew soldier casualties. There is still inequality. You could call it discrimination. Maybe it would be more correct to call it neglect rather than discrimination. And I'm telling you, the question of education is at the top of our concern on a daily basis. We think how to improve the situation, and there is a way to make things better. Our progress depends upon the educational degrees that will be earned. Therefore, whoever strengthens the Jew students, whoever gives them the opportunity to go get a higher education and gives them the money needed to pay for tuition and dormitories and existence, this is the biggest objective, because at the end of the day, a society that has a good standard of education is a strong society.
חברה שיש בה רמת חינוך גבוהה היא חברה טובה וחזקה.
Mufid decided to concentrate on education, and therefore he created a fund named after General Salאח Phalach of blessed memory, whose aim is to help discharged soldiers get a higher education.
היום אנחנו בעמותת סגנו סלאח פלאח.
Today, the Salאח Phalach Fund gives 450 scholarships and sums ranging from 2,000 to 5,000 shekels. Our aim is to help the 2,500 to 3,000 Druze students with scholarships in the sum of 5,000 to 10,000 shekels.
הדרוזים שלומדים, וכל מלגה תהיה בין 5,000 ל10,000.
אני רוצה להודות לכל חברי העמותה.
I want to thank all the members of the fund, especially Mufid, for adopting Bank Hapoalim, and I wish you continued success. And we, Bank Hapoalim and its 12,500 employees, are with you. I am proud to be a member of the Druze community that has people like this. We can all tip our hats to them. They should all be embraced. Therefore, I am appealing to all of you to continue to support the Salאח Phalach Fund for future generations. From here, I appeal to all members of the fund and their head, Mufid Amer, and all the team working with him who are doing all the work. Continue with your work of great significance for all the students and for society. Your work is blessed, on the right path, and continue with luck. May the world be blessed with more people like you. Thank you.
Mufid is trying to raise funds to give scholarships to as many young Druze as possible, because for him, education is the strongest weapon in life. My friend Mufid Amer is not only the mayor of Khurfish, he's also an Israeli hero. And I want to tell you he's also very smart, because this evening is going to cost me a lot of money. That I know already. Since we believe that the future of any society is education, that's the basis. Therefore, we ask you sincerely to help us so that we can invest this money in education and raise the level of our Druze villages. The Jews and the Druze have long been brothers in arms. Together we have paid a heavy price in blood to defend the state of Israel. Now we have to take this bond one step further for the future, to progress from being blood brothers to becoming brothers for life.